the molecules of life, the stuff we are made of. Hey class, so we're going to just kind of review what we went over yesterday, the biomolecules. We're going to have a quiz, well actually this Friday, we're going to have a test from the district. So I need everyone to do well. So please pay very close attention to what I'm going to cover. So here we go. So the human body is mostly made of water. That's why it's so important for all of us to drink water. Your muscles are 75% water. There's your blood, 83% body fat, and bone. Okay? So all living things require water to live. Now, let's go over the biomolecules. So we have the lipids, the nucleic acids, carbohydrates, and the proteins. Okay, so we're going to go over those one more time just to make sure we understand why they're so important. All right, so first of all, I do want to kind of clear up any confusion between a monomer and a polymer. So we already know that the four major types of biomolecules are the carbohydrates, the lipids, the proteins, and the nucleic acids. Okay, those are the polymers because they're made of more than one type of a macromolecule. All right, so they're made of more than one. So what is the monomer, right? The one part that it's made of. So I have them right here. The monomers that make up the polymers for the carbohydrate, it's the monosaccharides. For the lipids, fatty acids and glycerol. And then for the proteins, it's amino acids. Some of you guys and maybe some of you girls know what these are since a lot of people take supplements. I know I do. Okay, and then nucleic acids, which are the nucleotides. Some examples. Okay, so the first one, the carbohydrates, sugars, like I mentioned before, starches, cellulose, that's found in plants. And then the lipids, fats. Okay, so the lipids, you put them in water, like oil, right? It's going to separate and they don't mix. So that's how you know it's a lipid. And then proteins is enzymes as well as structural components of the human body. I'll go into detail a little later. And then the nucleic acids, so basically our DNA, our genetic makeup. Okay, so nucleic acids form all of our DNA and our genetics. All right, just some facts about carbohydrates. So they include sugars, starches, cellulose, and glycogen. And that's the main source of energy for the human body. And they're made up of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. Remember, we mentioned this before, called CHO. And then, so just remember that carbohydrates provide energy, right? So lipids, what's the whole deal about lipids? Okay, they're found in fats, oils, and waxes, and they don't mix with water. So they're hydrophobic. Okay, they provide energy for cells, cell structure, and insulation. All right, so remember that. Okay, the lipids, fats. Now, the nucleic acids. Okay, these make our DNA. All right, the genetic material in all cells. Okay, the deoxyribonucleic acid, which is the DNA, and then the ribonucleic acid. That's not important to know, just a little example. So all of our DNA right here, nucleic acids. Okay, proteins. All right, the building blocks right here, okay, of cells in all tissues, not just muscles. So we have them in our skin, in our bones, and in our hair, in our nails, everywhere. Okay, that's why they're so important. Okay, and then the monomer part is the amino acid. Okay, so protein is the polymer, monomer, amino acid. Okay, so why are proteins so important? Okay, I mentioned it already. So nearly every function of a living thing is carried out by proteins. Okay. So DNA replication, skin, muscles, hair, nails, our organs. So all the cells are all made of proteins. Okay. And then there's transports in our blood. Okay. So we need the proteins to help transport stuff in our blood, fight infections, our antibodies, and then enzymes. Enzymes are used to digest our food and replicate DNA. So proteins is so important, and that's why it's really important to get good sources of protein in your diet. So that's basically it. I have a video and we'll do some of the packet. We won't do all of it, all right? So that's pretty much it for today, all right? Let's go to the next thing.